Good morning, everybody. Eric here from EFBM Reboot, Tuesday edition. So, I'm finally back in North Carolina. It is fantastic to be home, back to some semblance of what normal life is, I guess, normal routine. I have not worked out yet today, but it's still early in the day. I do plan on working out, but I am reminded this morning, as I was getting dressed for work, I was confronted with my own insecurity and my own discontent, as some pants that were loose on me a couple weeks ago are a little tight. Not tight, but more fitted. And I have to remind myself that how I speak to myself, even internally, makes a big difference. Case in point, I wanted to just bash myself. Even though I worked out a bunch, even though I walked a bunch, even though I made sure I was eating appropriately, I'm frustrated because, you know what, right now it just doesn't seem like anything's working. But this is where I have to trust the process. This is where I have to maintain the course, because there will come that moment where my body just starts dropping the weight, and I know it will. So I have to make sure that I'm speaking to myself in a way that doesn't sow failure into what I'm doing. It doesn't set me up for failure. It sets me up for success. I have to remind myself that I'm not fat, but I have fat. And I need to make sure I'm eating accordingly and eating appropriately so that I don't sabotage what I'm doing. Now, I think I may know what caused it, and it's the fact that I didn't eat as many calories as I should have. And because I was trying to make sure that I was maintaining some semblance of what I was doing, my calorie intake was probably well reduced for what it should have been. So I have to remember, and you have to remember, that as you're doing your meal prep, as you're making your meals, as you're going throughout your day, you need to make sure that you are packing yourself enough food to get you through the day. Because too few we have to fight this urge to cut out food for weight loss, for fat loss. We have to cut out food if we want to lose weight. Well, that's not the case. What is the case is maybe you have to reduce your portion size, but you still need to make sure you're eating. And what I mean by that is, if you're used to eating 3 big meals a day, switch to 5 small meals. So have breakfast, and then have a midday snack, and then have lunch, and then have a mid-afternoon snack, and then have dinner. You know, that will, one, keep you from feeling hungry throughout the day to where you snack and just derail whatever you're trying to do. 2, it will also keep your metabolism ramped up, because your body's going to have to constantly try to burn that food. It's going to have to do something with it. Does that mean you just grab a whole bunch of high carb, sugary stuff because carbs are fuel? No. What it means is you reach for things like carrots, celery. What I typically try to do is my morning snack is going to be more carbs than my afternoon snack. And my afternoon snack is going to be more protein to get me through the end of the day. And so I also want to make sure that I'm tapering my carbs, because as the day progresses on, I'm not working out as much. So I'm not doing as much physical activity, so I don't need as many carbs. And you got to do the same thing. You got to make sure that you are eating to support your goals. So if you're like me and you're trying to have fat loss, you can't slash. You can't just do this drastic, huge slash. there's a principle of reverse dieting, and it's that you cut things way back and then build up as your metabolism increases. I would not recommend that for people who are just starting out. If it's written into the exercise plan that you're doing, if that's what's in the nutrition guide, follow that, because it's created for that plan. But if you are playing around the internet and you see this thing about reverse dieting, you're like, I'm going to give that a try. I want you to be super careful, because it can backfire on you. If you don't have the dedication it takes, if you don't have the wherewithal that it takes, if you don't have the focus and you're not driven to do what it takes, then it could certainly be detrimental to what you're doing. So you guys, that's kind of it for today. Trying to do this drive into work, and I want you to do this. I want you to, throughout the day, as you talk to yourself, because we all talk to ourselves, we do, let's just be honest about it. As you talk to yourself throughout the day, be aware of how you speak to yourself, and be aware that that sets the tone for how you go throughout this day. I know that I call this Eric's Fat Boy Motivation, but that really does motivate me to get up and do something. So, and that's kind of it, you guys. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have some great workouts planned, some great meals planned. And remember, we're just ordinary people trying to live extraordinary lives. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.